What is the role of cash and cash savings in retirement? Stay with me. I have a newsletter, the Your Rich Auntie newsletter. I'm going to put a link in the description and also pin a post to the top of the comments. Please sign up. There's a lot of good information that I provide that doesn't appear here on the channel. And I talk about a broader range of financial topics in this newsletter. So sign up today. Next, this channel is getting close to 7,500 subscribers. I've really enjoyed the process of building this community over the last 2 years, and this is a huge goal for me. If you watch but haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe and help me reach the goal of 7,500 subscribers. Let's talk about cash. So oftentimes when I'm speaking with clients or I'm working with individuals and planning out their retirement, they have questions about the role of cash in their retirement savings. And this is becoming an even more important conversation as we're starting to see inflation uptick. Now, how does cash tie into inflation? Inflation is basically the rise in prices over a period of time. We've lived in an environment with historically low inflationary rates over the past 20 years or so. I think that era is coming to an end where we're going to see higher inflation rates. When I do my retirement projections, most advisors use 2 to 2.5% in their retirement projections as the rate of inflation. I typically run my retirement projections with a 3% rate of inflation. I tend to go hard because I think inflation has made a comeback and is going to be more of a factor in retirement planning in the future. That ties into cash because basically, long story short, is that inflation corrodes the purchasing power of cash. And even minor adjustments in inflation, a point, 2 points, 3 points, can have dramatic impact on your purchasing power in retirement. Now, for people who are Gen X, Millennials, Gen Z, you notice inflation, but for a lot of people, it doesn't have a broad impact on your life. Why? Because you have a salary. You can get another job and earn more money. You can ask for a pay raise. You can take on a side gig. There are things that you really can do to fight inflation. But when you're in retirement, you can't go out and get another job, or you can't go and ask for a pay increase from your employer or do all the things that you could do when you were younger to really act as a hedge against inflation. So that's how cash ties into inflation. So people ask me if cash one is a little bit tricky, and this is probably a better question to sort out with a financial advisor. And I don't want this to be interpreted as financial advice. But there are a couple of things that I will tell you as a financial advisor that I often discuss with clients. Number one, you need to keep cash in the home. You need to keep cash in the home, and it needs to be in small denomination bills, ones, fives, tens, and 20s. This is for emergencies and natural disasters. Keep this with your disaster preparedness kit. Keep this with the backpack that you would take if you needed to leave your house if there was a fire or an earthquake or a flood and you needed to hit the road and get out of there. This is basically money that you are going to grab and go in case something goes calamitously wrong and you need to get out of your home or need to get out of an area for a period of time. If you think about it, during times of natural disaster, no one is going to take a check. No one is going to take your credit card or a debit card. Everything is going to operate from cash. Also, if you have very large denomination bills, things like 50s and 100s, nobody's going to sit there and make change for you. So it needs to be enough money where you can buy food, fuel, water, and you can get yourself to a position of safety should something absolutely calamitous happen in your area. I talk about that frequently here in San Francisco because we do experience earthquakes. Just the other night, there was an earthquake at about 3 a.m. in the morning. And it's a reminder that a natural disaster can occur at any time. So I'm adamant that people really need to keep money in the home, keep it secure, keep it with your natural disaster preparedness kit, and don't spend the money. Sometimes people are tempted to take that cash and use it for like tipping or other purposes, but keep that cash as your go money in case something goes sideways. Number two, you also need to keep cash on your person. You never know when that natural disaster will come in the middle of the day and you're sitting in your office or you're in your car or this or that, and you just need to get out and go. Now, I have a huge problem with this, especially with my millennials and Gen Zs who don't touch cash. They don't carry cash, and they cite many issues. It's a safety issue, it's a personal choice, and I totally understand. But once again, during a period of natural disaster or during a period of unrest, no one is going to take your debit card. No one cares about your credit card. No one cares about your checks. You're going to need cash to deal with it. So I always implore my younger clients to keep anywhere from 50 to $100. And once again, small denomination bills. No one's going to make change for you in Armageddon or a natural disaster or whatever is going on, so that you can get out of a situation or get out of an area to a point of safety. Now, those two things, keeping cash in the home and keeping cash in person, is one matter. How much cash should you keep in a savings account in retirement? It depends. Okay, so I have clients who keep 2 years worth of cash equivalents, money market, CDs, etc., in their accounts. Of course, they have millions of dollars. And the reason why they keep cash or such large portions of cash is because they often encounter very liquid opportunities that are very sudden, and they need cash to be able to pounce on those opportunities. And they want to pounce on those opportunities irrespective of whether it's a good market or bad market. So they keep large cash reserves for potentially other investments that they want to slot that money into. And they keep large cash reserves to act as a hedge against down markets. Now, this is an active strategy for retirement income. And it does, in my opinion, you should be working with a financial advisor to do this. But during like plum periods in the market, like right now, we're dealing with market all-time highs. I often go in client accounts and do trims. And basically, I'm selling certain assets and building up their cash reserves. I don't do that across all clients' accounts. I do that in client accounts where I know they have an ongoing need for money. For example, retirees, people who are putting kids through college, people who are doing home renovations. I would rather take out cash now while the market is high than trying to go and take out cash during periods of severe market volatility or when the market is down. It's easier said than done. There's a lot of behind the scene work, tax loss harvesting, and a bunch of other things that influence that. Like I said, I'm not recommending this. This is just for education. I think this is something that definitely needs to be done with a financial professional. But this is an option to generate cash for your money market or for your saving during high times in the market to build up that reserve. For the average person, the average American, 2 years of cash is insane. It's too much cash. Typically, when a person is working, the minimum amount of cash they keep is 3 months, maximum 12 months of cash savings. And that is in case they're laid off, they're unemployed, something goes wrong, they can draw on those cash savings. For retirees, I probably go a little bit towards the higher end in terms of 9 to 12 months in cash savings. But once again, it depends on the individual and depends on their situation. And I work with a financial advisor to find the right number for you that is an appropriate amount of cash savings. But basically, what I'm trying to do is build a buffer against volatility in the market or down market experiences. I never want a client to call me in an experience like March 2025 or April 2025 when the market was seriously down and saying, I need cash now. Because then at that point in time, we have to get creative, and the creative solutions can end up being very expensive. I don't want to go into the portfolio and sell anything. If the person has an individual brokerage account, there may be opportunity for margin, but margin is really hard right now because interest rates are so high. I can always hear the relief in my client's voice when they need money during a period of market volatility. And I'm like, look, don't worry about it. I tucked away some cash for you when things were good. We're going to take that cash and use it to take care of this emergency or pay your kids' college tuition or take out your required minimum distribution for the year or whatever, pay the next installation amount on the renovation that's happening at your home and just can't be delayed. And the client is always eternally grateful that I had the foresight to take money out when the market was at an all-time high and tuck that away for them. So there you have it, some ideas about cash and the potential role that cash can play in your retirement. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments section. And if you found this information useful, please do share and subscribe. Thank you.